I want to switch gears and talk a bit more about the Strength Coach Network that
Yeah.
you're really focusing on right now. So you've spoken recently about the fact that there's multiple high level teams in the country that use it as an educational platform. Recently, when a little side note, when Altis released their new Need for Speed course, I really liked the email by Stu where he said that this was the new normal in coaches education, trying to bring a new format to what is being done besides the kind of antiquated
Yeah.
Thank you. Antiquated
Yeah.
way of, which I did to pass my personal trainer certification, which was buy a 600-page book with those concepts of reps and sets, and this is the physiology, and this is how you do that. And then so trying to do something better for coaches in terms of education. So where is it now, Strength Coach Network, and where do you want to take it in the coming years to really take it to that point where this is how coaches get educated now?
I had a discussion with a board member of the UKSCA about this on Twitter. And I said that there is a fundamental conflict of interest at the heart of the UKSCA, which is they create a need within the coaching industry for the UKSCA accreditation by making it the only game in town. You must have this if you want to get a job. It's such a tough accreditation to pass, all that kind of stuff.
Gatekeeping almost.
Exactly. And when you're the gatekeeper, you serve the consumer, which is the athlete or the person being coached. Mm-hmm. At the same time, providing education to coaches to pass that accreditation, you are fulfilling the need that you have created, also known as a monopoly. And when you're in the education business, you serve the people passing the education. Because if you and I compete in the field of education and you have more people pass your education, you're going to take business away from me because those people will tell their friends and blah, 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 blah. Legal definition of a conflict of interest is when you serve multiple interests that may be in direct competition with one another. So Nassim Taleb, alignment. When it's good for you, it's good for me. When it's bad for you, it's bad for me. Mm-hmm. If you are both accreditor and educator, when people pass your accreditation, it's good for you as the educator. When they don't pass the accreditation, it's good for you. Oh, look at how high the barrier is. We're so elite. So when it's good for you, it's good for me. When it's bad for you, it's good for me. His response was, well, you're a money grabber and you're a liar. Well, guess what? Yeah, I make money. And if it's good, I make more money. And if it's bad, I'll go out of business. So there's the alignment there, I think, between me and coaches. And fundamentally, I want to serve coaches by asking them, what is it that you need right now that is going to help you advance to what it is you want to achieve within your career? And we have 3 primary markets, which is the individuals looking to join the professional ranks, so aspiring interns and coaches. And typically the major barrier is, if you're an entry-level coach, you're not a good technician yet. It's typically one of persuasion. Can I have an internship? You do have to have some technical knowledge and stuff like that. But I've given internships to people that have never coached a day in their life. They're just very like David Norris, hugely practical, awesome athlete. He's the sizzle that sells the steak because he's 200 pounds and 8% body fat. So the challenge that you have as an aspiring coach is building the kind of network, building the kind of trust and likability, and being sufficiently persuasive to get someone to give you that opportunity. And then truthfully, if you're just a good lad or girl and you work hard, you're probably going to get a job from an internship. Or they're going to set you up with an opportunity down the road. Once you join the field, it's kind of like the business thing of, if you're not growing, you're dying. You should be trying to be the kind of coach that can be a head coach. So once you've arrived to the field, the primary barrier is a technical one or a knowledge one, because who typically becomes the director? The best coach in the room. So now you have to worry about, getting into the weeds, the detail of how you make an athlete elite at their sport, or pushing up certain numbers that you've been told to chase by the director. Mm-hmm. So it's very much one athlete or a group of athletes, and you're a technician. once you become the best coach in the room and they give you the head job, guess what? You're probably not going to coach that much. And it doesn't actually matter how well you coach if you, for example, hire a terrible staff, if you have no kind of structure or ability to gather and track data, or you can't persuade sport coaches to do what's in their own interest, and you don't have any kind of vision that you're trying to build towards in terms of the department. So it's the networker and the persuader archetype, it's the technician archetype, and then it's like the CEO archetype. And those are the three different groups that we're trying to serve that, to my knowledge, do not get served by the NSCA or the CSCCA or the UKSCA. It's like, oh, you're a coach, congratulations. Big difference to my mind. And what we're trying to do is, ask people in the trenches, what do you wish you had when you were coming up? What do you want coaches that you're hiring right now to have in terms of knowledge, skills, and experience? And then how can we provide coaches with those opportunities? So what we're going to be doing is in the coming years, probably the next 18 to 24 months, we're going to be producing long form courses for those archetypes. That's going to be, in the region of 20 hours long, with a big reading list, big papers and resources where available, an actual like in-depth Q&A. You have to demonstrate you've absorbed this knowledge and show us that you get it. And it's going to be 360 career development. So it's not going to be, oh, this is speed training, this is agility or stuff like that. We're going to talk about that, but we're also going to talk about if you're an aspiring coach, how should you design your career? How should you reverse engineer the career that you want? How should you network? How should you persuade people? All this kind of stuff. How should you structure yourself to be financially robust? If you're a director, how do you recruit, develop, and retain a high-level staff? How do you communicate with sport coaches? How do you navigate a disagreement? How do you build a championship-winning culture? So all these different things. So we're trying to drill down exactly what it is that people need and provide them that. And any Strength Coach Network members will get a discount on that.
How do you not become, through this process, how do you not become the entities that you're trying to do better than?
Focus. So go. If you want to accredit, go accredit. We're going to serve coaches. We are going to listen to people in the trenches. So the advisory board for this is not me telling people like, oh, here's what I think you need. I've asked people in Power 5 colleges, the NBA, the NFL, elite level MMA, the EPL, Premiership Rugby, like Olympic training centers, the AFL, all these different levels. So it's a composite of all of those different people's opinions. So we've tried to remove bias from that and really work backwards from what it is that people want. And I think if we are doing a good enough job of listening to the people that we serve, and we're responsive enough and competitive enough, because this is where like that kind of private sector competition comes in, hopefully we'll not do that. The problem with the monopoly, I think, exists with, like, for example, the UKSCA is they don't have to fucking listen to anyone. Oh, well, I think the UKSCA is bullshit. Okay, if you don't want it, don't work in the field.
Right.
And, it's like, it's a bit of a circle jerk. Sure, they're lovely people, but it's just a bit of a circle jerk. So, I'm no interested in being a part of that.
So you talked about those courses, which I think are going to be highly valuable and beneficial for all the coaches out there. Like you said, all levels, all archetypes, on the Strength Coach Network platform itself. So it's very much a conversational platform. You're now bringing in Q&As for coaches. So what other features would you like to see appear in the coming months or years as you develop this even farther?
So that's one of the things that we brought in recently is going to be a bi-monthly Q&A. So like a live Q&A. The Q&A on Instagram is very popular. But just due to the nature of what it is, 15-second story, it's like you can't give in-depth answers. And maybe it can be not as useful sometimes for people to write out answers. They just want like a short conversation. So that's what we've tried to do with that. We're currently in the process of creating a series of resources like cheat sheets. So those archetypes that we've talked about each month are going to get another cheat sheet that they can just carry around in their pocket that's going to be really useful. So I had a conversation this morning with one of my staff members where we're going to be doing a resistance training methods cheat sheet. So it's going to be all these different training methods, eccentrics, drop isos, overcoming, yielding, maximal strength, accommodating resistance, ballistics, myo reps, all these different kind of things, the adaptations they trigger, recommendations for, loading, all that kind of stuff. And it's just an A4, you print out, take it with you, you can put it up in your office and stuff like that. And it's got my branding all over it in case somebody steals it and they want to do marketing for me.
Do you see, is there space in the coaching education sphere? Is there space for other complementary learning modalities that you might like to see emerge that are not quite there yet? Maybe like you emerged out of what was available before and it's new and it's bringing something good. Is there space for other things like that?
Sure. I'm not imaginative enough to say what it would be, but I'm sure there will be. It's like if you are solving problems for people and you're useful, it's going to grow. You just have to hope that the market's big enough that you can actually build a business off it. If you're solving a problem that only 5 people have, then yeah, you're going to struggle.
What do you hope that Strength Coach Network becomes let's even talk about the next decades? What kind of legacy do you want to leave with this after your time has passed?
What I want is that when people take these courses and we have a directory of people that have passed, it means something. So they'll look at that and say, fucking hell, that's impressive. Or like, that's a stamp of approval. Like, actually, this person probably knows what they're talking about. How we're going to achieve that, I don't know. I think that there's talk in the UK right now of a chartered status for strength and conditioning coaches. If that does happen and there's a separation between accreditation and education, and basically it's not the UKSCA reverse engineering their own assessment to provide education, if it becomes a blind process and it's just like, hey, here's the assessment criteria, and then we can, put together an accreditation or, not an accreditation, an education that helps people pass that accreditation. Great. That would be, I would welcome that. My guess is they would not. Because they're like, oh, everyone's welcome to provide education to pass the assessment. It's like, hey, you write the fucking answers.